Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It has been a week for you, but a day for us. We are picking right back up in the Valley of Fire, and we did just make it back into the park for sunrise. Actually, the light went very pink just before sunrise, so it was very successful. Valley of Fire State Park here in Nevada, operating hours are from dusk till dawn. I like that sort of loose play on time. We capitalized on that. We came into the park with absolutely the very first signs of light, and now we're headed back to the car to get our hike on, do some other exploring. Now, one of the things I noticed being in the park, again last week for you but yesterday for us, is winds coming from this direction. One of the things I noticed was I think we can have quite a long day in here, even when these clouds that we have right now burn off and the light's on us. And that's because there's a lot of rock faces that I can work either side and kind of have fun in the shade. And in fact, there's a lot of shapes to the rocks where I actually think the harsh light with a contrasty black and white to really show off the shapes and the shadows may work. So we're just going to have some fun, hike, explore. Did I forget anything?
Nah, have fun.
Yeah, most important, we're going to have fun. And yeah, here comes those sunrise images now. So, whoosh. All right, well, we made our way down. Ooh, come on, light. We made our way down to the some of the petrified log area, and it's a really cool area. It's a really short hike. What was the distance? 3/10 of a mile. So a really short little loop. Well worth it. All I have is this vlog camera, and I'm going full handheld with the camera right now. It's just so short with that 28 to 300 millimeter. Just sort of having some fun. Wish I brought my polarizer. I took some pictures of the logs, and then Alana, I don't read, but Alana reads. And what we learned is that the monkey puzzle tree is the best known of yeah, some kind of pine. It doesn't really matter. It's called a monkey puzzle tree, which is just awesome. Anyway, it's the most common of the petrified wood. Anyway, you get the point. Really cool area. We're going to move on exploring. I think we're headed over the White Dunes area now, baby.
White Domes.
White Domes. Man, I got to have her to keep me straight. Anyway, see you over there. All right, well, we are now at Atlatl. I actually have no idea how to replace it, but it kind of sounds like some sort of call. Atlatl. It's Atlatl Rock. And I start with a little bit of humor, but prepare for a soapbox moment. What the big thing is, there's petroglyphs all along this rock. You might be able to kind of see some up there or not. I'll post some. Either I already have posted a few images from my camera, or I will. But what you also see, because we're just a horrible virus to this earth sometimes, is a bunch of, excuse my language, dumbasses that have not only have they ruined something that's 4,000 years old, but they, in order to get out there and scratch their phallic crap all over this, they basically had to threaten put their own lives in the process. So This is where I love these parks. I like the national parks. I like many state parks. Alana and I spend a lot of time in them, and everywhere we go, trash. We're picking up trash, and we're just, what the hell, people? I mean, come on. You came to a park because you wanted to see something awesome. You want to be out in nature, and then you leave crap behind, or you scratch your name in it. I just don't understand. Anyway, we're going over to it's White Dunes, right? Domes, damn it. I'll get it eventually, maybe, never. Anyway, we're headed over there right now. Alright, well, Alana and I have been hiking here a little bit. We're currently on Mouse's Tank Trail. It's a real short one. It's only like 7/10 of a mile, and I think that's out and back. But we are taking our very dear sweet time. There's a bunch of petroglyphs all along the trail. It's really nice kind of hiking in the sand, and I tend to walk slower in the sand anyway because I hate kicking it up into my shoes. I've stopped and I've been here for quite some time, and it's because if you can see maybe down here and behind me, I found this giant rock is completely hollow, and I'll take you along for a little ride here maybe, and hopefully you can see. This is basically my camera and out what I'm looking at, and there's light over here this side of the camera, and then also all the way through there's a port on the other side, and all the way out. Now I don't know if this is going to work or not. I put my wide angle lens on in there, and even at f/16 the depth of field all the way from out through the hole on the long end and then stepping all the way through ended up being quite a few images that I'm going to have to focus stack. And on top of that, the dynamic range was drastic as well. It's really, there's a lot of shade and shadow in here. And on the other end, out over there, the sun is on that, which I like. I like the light sort of going through there. But I know for a fact what I'm going to have to do with this is that focused all the way out there. What I did was f/16, got my focus out there, and I have like 5 images at different shutter times to handle from the highlights to the shades. So I'm going to HDR stack that, and then I came in a little bit further at a new focus, same thing, an HDR stack. Now as I moved into this tunnel, I was able to cut that down quite a bit because really I wanted to retain a lot of those shadows and that darkness. So the reason I don't know if it's going to work is both of those things I have done quite a bit, an HDR stack and then focus stack of the HDR output. What makes this different is how drastic it is, both in dynamic range and in focal distances. And at the end of all of that and all of these words, I don't want it to have an HDR feel. I want to still show the bright highlights and those dark shadows and really push the black. So I don't know if it'll work. If it did, well, you know what? I'm going to share my best attempt at it no matter what, and then you'll see a giant thumbs up or thumbs down on whether I liked it. So here is that image now. All right, well, we've been on a nice little hike. We did finally make it over to the White Domes. It says it's like a 1.25 mile loop, and it's really cool. Now the light has kind of gone harsh. The sun's almost right overhead, and it's okay. I like some of the shapes here. I could definitely see if you were here later in the day, you could get some contrast in the lines. Winds picked up, which is nice because the temperatures come up about 30 degrees, and it's definitely getting warmer with the sun on us. Yeah, absolutely wonderful hike. I've focused on it, even though I've got all my camera gear. I haven't done much with it, at least so far. So yeah, highly recommended. Absolutely spectacular any time of day. All right, well, we have just been little hiking monsters. In fact, Alana was looking back at her Fitbit, and I think over these last 3 days we've got just a tick over 30, close to 31 miles on us. And there's a lot more elevation change and different heat than what we're used to back at home, so our legs are tired. So anyway, we went to get some energy drinks because we were starting to run on empty. And while we were just out of state park lines, in fact, the sign is right back over there, I put my drone in the air, and every once in a while the wind gets a little gusty, and it was just about as much as my little car's going by, a little Mavic Mini could handle. But anyway, that footage you have already seen, so I guess it was okay, or I don't know. You be the judge, I guess. I haven't seen it yet. Cloud forecast for this evening is supposed to be very nice, so we're actually going to go back into the park. I'm going to spend we're about 2 hours from sunset. I can do this correctly this time for this video. If you didn't notice on the other videos, I keep screwing that up. Yeah, I'm going to try to scout and just find a place for sunset, and I'm going to shut up and do that. See you in a bit. So that's Alana way down there. I just hiked up here to try to get, I'm really struggling with a good view, because all the trails and all the access are down in like valleys. Well, then you can't see where the sun is actually going to set. So I don't know that, and the cloud cover has gotten really thick, so excuse me being winded, but at the moment I am not optimistic for the sunset. We'll see if I don't kill myself getting down from here. Whew. Well, that was quite the mad dash. We ended up hiking probably close to another mile between in and out, and we really put a good sprint on at the end, and then jumped in the car and came up here. Unfortunately, the clouds have just really rolled in super soft and really kind of... So I did finally find a composition that I am okay with. I'll be honest, I kind of rushed, but I'm in a really cool area. So all around me you can see sort of, it looks almost probably to this little camera, and like little concrete tufts on this white dome or white top, and then there's the red rock just off in the distance with a line of green in the middle. So there's a lot going on there. What's really cool about what looks like concrete is there's a bunch of stuff in it that's like, there's little petrified wood chunks, and you can see something from the dinosaur times. So we're really being very careful to not step on any of them to leave them in place. We're kind of dancing around quite a bit to get around them. I don't know if the sky is going to do anything. I have taken this image already while the sky was really nice and contrasty. And then I'd also found 3 sort of isolated of these concretey rocks on a little patch of the white and pinkish over there, looking off with a better line of the white and red rock behind it. I think I actually like that composition a little bit more, but I was really waiting to see if the sky was going to do anything over here with sunset. So I'm going to ride this out until the clock actually hits sunset to see what those clouds do. And then if nothing's happening, I'm going to ditch and go over to that composition. So this may seem premature, but as far as the wordy bit and me talking, I'm going to wrap this baby up. I will show you the images here of sunrise as soon as I shut up. But if you're still here, hit that like, hit the subscribe. Come on, show me some love. And tomorrow we're headed to Vegas. We're going to sleep in. We're getting a little behind. We're going to sleep in, and then we're going to go down and hit the city before we head back home on the red eye. We both work tomorrow. Our flight gets in at 5:30 a.m. and we work tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I know the timing is funny because you're actually 3 weeks in the future from where I'm standing to now. Anyway, I'm shutting up, I promise. Here comes those images. Thanks. See you next week. Okay, I lied, but one more correction. I said earlier in this vlog that Valley of Fire here in Nevada is open from dusk till dawn. Well, there's actually, I don't want to make this, it really isn't a correction. However, there actually are signages in some places that also say sunrise to sunset. So do whatever you think is right. Having been here, there's still a lot of activity in the park. People are mostly on their way out, just like we are now, with still a little bit of light. But anyway, little correction, and now I'm done.